Hello everyone, welcome back to the online sessions of the Material Science and Metallurgy. In today's lecture, we will be going for the phase diagram. And before going that thing, we will be discussing about the different types of the terms which are used in the phase diagram. Now, before going for that thing, let us discuss why there is the requirement of the phase diagram. Because as you are all knowing about the thing that we are using an alloys in the many different purposes. Now, what do you mean by the alloy? Alloy means a mixture of two metals. Now, the question comes that which two metals and in which proportion we will be going for that thing. So, for going for that two mixing of an alloy for two metals, if we want to go for that which metal to be getting, for that we were using Human Row 3 rule. But in which amount we require, that thing can be done with the help of the phase diagram, because by mixing it we will be able to come to know that which are the different types of the phase which are occurring in our material. So for that particular purpose we will be going for the phase diagram. Okay, so the original drawing of the phase diagram will be coming in the next lecture, but in today's lecture we will be going for the certain types of the rules which are important for going for the phase diagram. So now let us go for the sum of the systems or the sum of the terms which are related to your phase diagram. Going for that thing, the first definition which comes, that is known as a system. The first definition which comes, that is known as a system. Now what do you mean by a system? You will be knowing about this thing in an earlier classes also and in the different subjects. But system is the part of the universe on which the experiments are made. The part of the system on which, or the part of the universe on which the experiments are done and which is unaffected by the surrounding. That means suppose this board is your universe and we are taking this portion as our thing. We are doing certain experiments over here which is unaffected by the surrounding. So this is known as a system. So system means on which we are doing certain type of the experiment. That is our first term which is known as a system. The second definition which comes, that is known as a phase. Now what do you mean by the phase? You will be aware about the thing that is the solid phase, liquid phase, gaseous phase. So for detection of the phase means at which temperature and composition what will be the thing. That means your material is in which form. That is known as a phase. So this thing is also important to you. That is, it is a homogeneous system which is separated by a boundary layer, that is known as a phase. What are the phase? Example of the phase, that are the gaseous phase, solid phase, liquid phase. These are the different phases which we are taking. The third one which is coming, that is known as a variables. The third one which is known, that is known as a variables. Now what do you mean by a variable? Variables mean by changing that particular thing, if your phase of the system gets changed, then they are known as a variables. By changing that particular parameter, if your phase of the system gets changed, then that is known as a variable. Let us give or take one example, that is if you are having an ice. If you are having an ice and if you are changing the variable, that is temperature, if you are changing your temperature, what will happen? Your ice will be changed into water. If you are from a minus 10 degrees Celsius, if you are going for the 10 degrees Celsius, what are you changing? You are changing the variable that is known as a temperature. What is the effect of that temperature? Due to that thing, the phase of the water, that means H2O, the first phase was ice. It has been converted into your liquid phase. That means that is known as a variable of the system. So these are the things which are there for the particular phase, because for going that phase diagram, what are the three things? The system means which system we are using. Second one, which are the different variables which are affected, and the system on which we are working. So these are the three different types of the important terms which are used for your phase diagram. Clear? So now let us move forward for the next part, that is known as a Gibbs phase rule. Now let us start for the next part, that is known as a Gibbs phase rule. Gibbs phase rule. Now what does this rule goes for? The rule is standing such as P plus F gives you C plus 2. So this is the thing, or this is the rule which has been stated over here. Now what is this rule made up for? So this is the basic Gibbs phase rule, and due to this Gibbs phase rule we will be able to know the phase of the material. So what is this P stands for? This P stands for the phase. Which are the phases? What does the F? F stands for the freedom. That is known as a degree of freedom. Freedom of degree you can write, or you can go for the degree of freedom. What is C? C, that means the total parts which are there, or you can known as an components of the system. Components. And what is this 2? 2 is the variable which are constant. Variable which are constant. So variables which are constant. So this is basically the relation between the phases, degree of freedom, and with the components and the variables which we are keeping it as a constant. Okay, so while you are writing the thing that the many times they are going for the what do you mean by the Gibbs phase rule. So basically it is the relation between the components and the phases with the degree of freedom. That type of the rule which is known, that is known as a Gibbs phase rule. It is written as the two parts, that is this is the first one. Only in the rule we are writing, but in a practical use if we go, we will be always going for P plus F equal to C plus 1. What does this 2 indicate? 2 indicate means we are keeping constant the two variables. Which two variables? We are always going for the pressure and temperature over here. But in our practical use, temperature is not kept constant. So for that thing, what is the thing? The temperature is the movable, or you can say the changeable part. That means we are only keeping pressure, that is the atmospheric pressure is kept constant. So for that thing, we are always writing it as this of the equation. So while derivation or that type of the part, if you go for that thing at that particular time, we will always writing, or we will be going for the formula that is known as an P plus F equal to C plus 1. Why 1? Because over here 1 we are writing that only pressure is constant. Pressure will be constant. So for that thing we are always keeping this formula P plus F equal to C plus 1, because here temperature and pressure we are keeping it constant, but it is not of the practical use. So for that reason we will go for this of the formula. Okay, so now let us discuss about the next topic, that are the cooling curves. So we will be going for the cooling curve. Now let us go for the next topic, that is known as an cooling curves. That is your cooling curves. Now this cooling curves is the thing, that is it is the relation between the temperature and the time due to which the phases get changed. So it will give you the relation between the phases. How? By the change of the time and the temperature, which are the different phases which are applicable for this particular thing. So that thing we will be discussing in this topic, that is known as a cooling curve. So let us go for the first one. The first curve which we will be seeing, that is of the pure metal. That is known as the pure metal. So let us first see the diagram how it is made. So it is always gone for the temperature versus time. It is always drawn between temperature versus time. So the diagram is always in this form. Let us give the region, or let us discuss the region about that thing. Which are the different regions which are there in this pure metal cooling curve. So this A to B region is at a very higher temperature. So if we go, then there will be a liquid region which we will be having. In this unit, we will be majorly discussing about the solid and the liquid phases. We will not be going for the gaseous state till now. So we will be majorly discussing about the solid and the liquid phases. So as the temperature is lowered and the time is going, the region will be changed from liquid plus solid region. And after that, still if you decrease the temperature, there will be your solid region. So this is the thing in which we have divided this part. So we have discussed about the Gibbs phase rule. If we want to find out for the different areas, the Gibbs phase rule for the different areas of this cooling curve, let us discuss. Let us go for the first region, that is AB region. What was our formula? If we go for the practical use, we will be going for P plus F equal to C plus 1. What is the thing? Phase. P means phase. Which is the phase of the AB region? You can see over here, that is the liquid phase. So here, which only one phase is present, that means P will be 1. We want to find out the degree of freedom, that is F. So F will be written as it is. See, number of components. How many components are present in this cooling curve? We have taken the pure metal over here. Pure metal contains only one part. That means only one metal is there. So how many component is present in this cooling curve? One. If you are having a alloy of two metals, then here component will become 2. So in this way, what are the number of components used in this diagram? That is pure metal. That is only 1. Plus 1 will be written as it is, because here 1 indicates pressure is remaining constant throughout the whole process. So that will be equal to 1 plus F will be 2, and the value of F will be equal to 1. So your degree of freedom is 1. Now what do you mean by the degree of freedom? This thing we have not discussed in the thing when we are writing the formula, but now let us discuss this thing, because with the example it will be very easy for us for knowing this thing. So F equal to 1 means degree of freedom will be equal to 1. Okay, so what does this degree of freedom? It is the independent variable which can be changed without changing the phase. That means by using this thing, take any one variable which can be increased or decreased, still in that area your phase will not get changed. So here 1 means we can assume it as a temperature. Let us come to this area region AB. During AB, if you are changing the temperature, either you are increasing or decreasing between A to B region, you can see the phase of the material will not change. This phase of the material will not change. That means the degree of freedom for this particular cooling curve, or you can say for the pure metal, the degree of freedom will be equal to 1. That will be known as a temperature. What is this thing? This temperature means if you are changing this temperature, still there is no change can be seen in the phase. So here the phase will be as it is, that is the liquid phase. Now let us discuss about the BC region. Let us write the formula, that is P plus F equal to C plus 1. Once again, what are the phases present in BC? That is the two phases, liquid and solid. Both the phases are present. So here 2. F we want to find out. What are the number of components? Number of components remains the same. That means it will be the pure metal only. So that will be 1 plus 1. So F will be equal to 2 plus F gives you 2. So F will be equal to 0. So what does this indicate? F equal to 0 indicate here there is no degree of freedom. That means if you are changing any of the variable, either concentration of the material or you go for the temperature, both the things if you change, then there will be change in the phase. Let us see the thing. BC region over here, if you increase the temperature, it will go up. What will be the phase? It will be your liquid phase. If you lower the temperature, you will get the solid phase. That means temperature also, by changing temperature, the phase will be changed. So this thing we will get the degree of freedom means by changing the variable, if there is a change in the phase, then that is known as a degree of variables. Okay, so here degree of freedom, that is 0. That means there is no freedom for us, that if we change any of the variable, then there will be definitely chances of changing of your phase will be done. So that is F is equal to 0. And let us see the last region, that is CD. For CD region, that is P plus F equal to C plus 1. Phase over here CD region, there is only one phase, that is solid, plus degree of freedom equal to number of components. As I told you, for the whole diagram it remains same, pure metal, that means 1. So 1 plus F equal to 2. So F equal to 1. What does it indicate? One variable is such, by changing it your phase will not be changed. So over here you can see solid. During C to D, the phase solid will be as it is if you increase or decrease the temperature in this region. So once again, the temperature is such a thing, that means by increase or decrease we will not be affected by our phase. Okay, so this was about your thing, that is the cooling curve of your pure metal. Okay, so in this lecture we have discussed about the some of the different types of the things, that is the main definitions we have seen, then what is the Gibbs phase rule and how it is applied on this cooling curve, that is our first one of the pure metal that we have discussed in this lecture. So in the upcoming lecture we will be going for the different three types of the phase diagram, that means this cooling curve we will be drawing, and then we will proceed further for the phase diagram, how it is drawn, what are the different types of the things which are there in this thing. Clear? Till then, thank you.